As a Revert, I get asked all the time about my hijab journey. Did you struggle? What was your motivation? Where was your strength? Did you have any like social or familial conflicts when you started wearing hijab? And alhamdulillah, for me it was easy. I don't have the struggle that a lot of women have. Alhamdulillah, that's not the thing that I've struggled with in religion. But the advice that I have for anyone, whether it be Revert, born Muslim, whatever, on your hijab journey, on your modesty journey, is worry about this last. This should be the last thing that you're worrying about. There are two things that you need to worry about before you even think about this. The first thing that you need to be worrying about is social presentation. How do you present yourself socially? Who are you out with? Who are you talking with? What are you talking about? What are you doing out in public? And does that fit Islamic values? When it comes down to it, I genuinely believe that this is the hardest thing, and the thing that is skipped over the most, the thing that is ignored the most in the modern times, is being socially Muslim. Whether it be, for fear of, social rejection, whether it be for, fear of whatever, not wanting to change, this is the way that I grew up, this is how we act, like, ignore all that. Focus on how you present yourself in society. Focus on how you talk, who you talk to, what you do, how you speak to people, how you act around people. This is the most important and should be the first step in your hijab journey. And yes, this is part of hijab. Hijab is not just the clothing, it's not just the scarf, it is your entire presentation. The practice of modesty is your entire presentation. The second thing that you should be focusing on is shoulders down. Forget about this. Because if you put this on first before you focus on shoulders down first, you are going to convince yourself that you have fulfilled the obligations of hijab. You're done. You're good. You don't have to worry about anything else. You have the scarf on your head. You're covering your hair or most of your hair or whatever. You don't have to worry about anything else. You are going to trick your brain into halting your hijab journey. So don't think about this. Think about shoulders down. When it comes to physical clothing, think about shoulders down. And I know, listen, I'm an American. I'm a mid to plus size American. I'm like size 14 to 16. I understand how hard it is as an American woman to find modest clothing. Especially if you don't want to be somebody who wears abayas. Like if you want to wear American clothes. I know that there are some people who, give us backlash for wearing abayas. I don't see any issue with it. My Arab friends don't see any issue with it. They bring me abayas from back home every single time that they travel. I wear abayas, especially in the summer, because easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I don't like pants in the summer. I don't like pants in general, but we wear what we need to wear for work and whatnot. But anyways, wearing American clothes is not easy when it comes to finding something that is loose fitting. And I'm not saying go out and wear a burlap sack. Be fashionable. Wear your fashion. Cool, fine, whatever. But put the work in to stop wearing leggings, stop wearing yoga pants, stop wearing the skinny jeans or the skinny flare, whatever, I don't know. Put that work in. Put the work in to stop wearing the bodycon dresses. Even if they're long sleeve, stop it. Because if you're covered in cloth, if your skin is covered, but I can still see your rib cage through your dress, that is, don't shoot me for it, but that is not modest. Once you have gotten to the point where you are at least putting in the effort and aware of the way that you're presenting yourself in society, and you're putting in the effort and you're aware of trying to cover the shape of your body, putting this on is going to be nothing to you. One, because your mindset and your physical presentation is already going to be there. You're not going to be worried about people judging you for covering your hair. You're not going to be worried about people judging you and seeing you as a Muslim. You're already acting as a Muslim. People already know when they interact with you that you are Muslim, that you are a religious person, that religion is an important part of your life because you've adjusted your personality and your social presentation to show that in everyday interactions. People are going to know that you are somebody who is practicing modesty because your clothing represents that. You're not wearing anything low cut. You're not wearing anything super tight. You could still be wearing fashionable things. You could still be wearing American style clothing. No problem. But people are already seeing, society is already seeing that your personality and your physical presentation reflect what this means to people. So when you put this on, nobody's going to think anything. People will be like, oh, wow, you put the hijab on. Wow. MashaAllah, amazing, congratulations. But nobody is going to be like, oh wow, look what oh man, nobody's gonna have an adverse reaction to it because you've already shown them through your actions and through shoulders down that this is something that's important to you, that you are Muslim, you are trying to fulfill the obligations of a Muslim woman. And we can talk about male hijab in another video, but as a woman, that you are already showing these values that are connected to this. So when you put this on, it's not going to be an issue. And another thing that comes with it is if you put this on, but you're still wearing bodycon dresses, you're still wearing tight clothing, you're still having these, you're going to struggle with this. You're going to struggle with this because this is a piece of modesty. And even though you're covering your skin, you're not covering the shape of your body or your personality, even you're not adjusting your social presentation, you're not going to match. You're going to be physically and mentally mismatched. You're going to be questioning why you wear this. You're going to feel like you're not good enough to wear it. You're not good enough to be a representation of Islam. You're going to have all of these doubts because you didn't do the work that you needed to do before putting this on. And it's the same thing like if you focus on your physical clothing, top and shoulders down, before focusing on your social presentation, you are going to still question yourself. You could be in a full abaya, niqab, khimar, all of that, and still be acting a fool out in public, and you are going to question your modesty. You're going to have doubts. So you need to, first and foremost, social presentation, personality, etc. Then shoulders down. Then put the scarf on. And I'm not trying to bar people or gatekeep the scarf. I'm not saying you need to fulfill these things to wear the scarf. If you feel ready to put it on, whatever. I'm just, as somebody who has been through this, I've been Muslim for almost a year and a half now. As somebody who, has been through all of these things in one way or another. Alhamdulillah, it's been easy for me, but that doesn't mean that I haven't felt these things before, that, felt the same struggles that other women do. I just never took it off, and that doesn't make me better or different or anything. Everybody has their own struggles. But as somebody who has been through this before, I am telling you the best way to fulfill your obligations of modesty as a Muslim woman is to start with your social presentation, start with your personality, start with your actions, then move into shoulders down, then put the scarf on. I'm telling you, this is the easiest way. And if you want to argue with me and give me reasons why it's not, okay, fine. I can even argue with myself and say, well, me putting this on helps remind me to keep my personality in check, helps remind me to keep my clothes in check. Okay, cool, yeah. That's one way to do it. But I'm telling you, as somebody who did it that way, who put the scarf on and then worked on the personality and then worked on the, fitment of my clothes, the modesty of my body, not showing the shape of my body. I'm telling you right now, it's easier to do it the other way. It's easier to do personality, shoulders down, then scarf. Just my opinion. Just the way that I see it. The way that I did it. I'm telling you, this is going to be the most efficient way for you to become a hijabi. It might not be the quickest way, but it's the most efficient way. And it's going to keep your mindset in check. It's going to keep your, spiritual journey in check. You're not going to have as many struggles if you start within and then move outwards. and then move to the scarf on your head. Just saying.